I should have known. R.I.P. was a warning. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Comedy Console. I have had a lot of turmoil in my heart recently, and that turmoil starts with an X and ends with a box because I am done with Gamepass. And it really got me thinking about how much I have actually spent on my Gamepass subscription versus how much all the games that I played on Gamepass would have cost to just buy them on my preferred system, which is currently PS5 Pro, where all my friends are playing, where I can party chat with them instead. And I added up the numbers, and it's kind of depressing. It's depressing as I am going to say goodbye to my Xbox Series X. We had a good 2-year run, but Microsoft's complete lack of understanding about what makes someone love and be dedicated to a console, plus their out of nowhere 50% price increase, really solidified in my mind that I do not own these games. And video games are one of the few forms of media that I actually have a lot of ownership over. It saddens me to know that I don't own these games, and if I want to play them again, we'll have to buy them and then play through them to get to, let's just say, future DLCs, which I would like to play. So I've had the Series X for a little over 2 years. I bought it in September of 2023 to play Starfield on launch. We all know how Starfield turned out. Pretty solid 6.5, 7 out of 10 when it comes down to it, in terms of how it lives in my heart. But I would have bought Starfield. And something I should clarify for this video, these are all the games that I would have bought, okay? Not including the other games that you just play for a couple hours because, fuck it, they're there. These are the games that I would have bought, and am very sad are no longer in my collection because I refused to pay $30 for Game Pass. I was okay at $20. But I don't think I'm going to pay $30 for really any entertainment-based subscription. And I've never given a flying fuck about Call of Duty, so that is not a reason for me to stick around. So September 23, I buy the Xbox for however much it cost at launch. But I bought it so I could play Starfield on launch. So Starfield right there is $70. It was $70 on launch. Later that year, I played and loved R.I.P, which is, I think, probably my favorite non-FromSoft Souls-like. R.I.P is $60 at launch. So I bought it in September 23, $20 a month. That's 4 months. So basically, I paid $80 for Game Pass in September 23, and the total cost of the games I played is $130. So good deal, right? Well, not really, because R.I.P got pulled from Game Pass. So while I have the experience of playing it, I also can't play it again, and did actually wind up replaying it on PS Plus because I wanted to play the DLC. So for September 23, I think Game Pass, let's say Game Pass wins because I paid $80, and in that year I played $130 worth of games. Okay, now moving to 2024, there were a lot of games on Game Pass that I just fucked around with but didn't really play. The 3 games in 2024 that I would have bought and I'm sad are no longer going to be in my collection and will have to then rebuy are Another Crab's Treasure. If you like FromSoft games and you haven't played this one, just play it. It's amazing. So much fun. Great level design. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and Lords of the Fallen. Again, if you're a fan of the genre, Lords of the Fallen was fantastic. Very, very fun game with very metal, sick design. So the total cost of those 3 games is $170. And for 2024, I paid, that's $20 times 12 months, that's $240. So I paid $70 more for the subscription service to not own the 3 games that I could have just bought and saved $70. 2025 was a better year for Game Pass for me, but that also means these are 5 games that I loved that I no longer own and will have to rebuy and replay. So starting off, we had Avowed. I personally feel like it didn't get enough love. I really like what Obsidian's doing with their small, multiple open world games. That's just me. I really enjoyed Avowed. That's $70. And then, of course, we have Oblivion Remastered, which I put 120 hours into. Because because I'd never played Oblivion before, and it's a Bethesda game, so I sunk into that hard. That's $50. Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers, which again I don't think gets enough respect in the Souls-like community. The best level design since Dark Souls 1. I said it here. If you like the games for what the hell's around that corner, and oh my god, we're back at the very beginning of the game, this is blowing my mind, Wu-Chang is a game for you. Combat's great. Then maybe the biggest heartbreak of all of this, I played Expedition 33 on Game Pass. I put, I don't know how many, 80 hours into that. I love that game. It's my game of the year. That's $50, and now I do not own it, and we'll have to rebuy it and replay it. And then finally, I just finished Outer Worlds 2 again. I really loved Outer Worlds 2, man. I think it didn't get enough love, really. The right blend of comedy, sci-fi, great locations. Put 80 hours into that. Had fun with all the 80. Anyway, so the total for the 5 games that I would have bought but played on Game Pass this year is $290. The total price for the year is, of course, $240, right? So Game Pass wins out by $50 for the year. However, if you look at the $70 Game Pass is down from last year, it actually evens out. The point is, it is cheaper to just buy the games that you know you're going to love and you'll want to own forever, then play them on a subscription service, where, as we have recently discovered, they can jack the price up and make the ability to access your library more expensive every month. I am so not down with that, because a subscription is my very access to these video games. To jump back into a game, I put 100, frankly, I'm just getting a little angry thinking about this. The fact that Oblivion is a great example. That's a game that you just want to jump back into, it's relaxing. I have 120 hours into that character. That's gone. Now, let's talk about the other value of Game Pass, because it is, notable. I want to say that you are getting more than just the games themselves. You get xCloud, which has recently gotten quite good, where you can play everything via the cloud. Sure, I have a ROG Ally, and that played a big role in me getting Game Pass Ultimate, because I travel a lot doing comedy. I was on tour for a lot of the first part of this year and last year. And so having the ROG was great, because I could just jump in between the games that I was playing. Sure. So that's a value prop. All the games that come out that you don't really care about, they're just there. It's nice knowing you have access to some other games if you're just bored. But let's face it, you buy a game because you want to play that game and then own it forever. And have ownership of the experience of playing that game whenever you jump back into it, So, the Lies of P story. This is kind of what tripped that switch in my head. Really, I see this divorce with Xbox in 2 parts. The first one is the Lies of P DLC story, and the second one is them, of course, raising the prices. Now, the Lies of P DLC story is, I played Lies of P when it came out, loved it. And then Overture, the DLC, came out. I was very excited to play that, because the reviews were fantastic. I went onto my Xbox. I went to the Xbox store. I purchased Overture for $30 for Lies of P, and then I went to go load Lies of P, and I couldn't, because a couple months prior they had yanked it from Game Pass. They did let me buy the actual DLC for a game I didn't own, but that was the first kind of light bulb, like, oh, wow, they can just take it away. I really don't own the game. Shit. Luckily, I was able to get a refund for the DLC, and then even luckier, literally the next month, PlayStation put it on PS Plus. So I was like, fuck it, and just replayed the game, which was great. It's a great game, and then played Overture, which was awesome. But that was the first warning sign for me that these games that I hoard aren't even fucking mine. And Microsoft can just make my monthly rental price for my own library more expensive, just like that, and ain't shit I can do about it. And then when they raise the price to $30, like, I can pay $30. It's a business write-off, but it's just more like, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, 50% to have access to my library. It's not even about all the new games you're going to put onto it, right? That would be one thing. If it was $30 a month to just play, like, Call of Duty or whatever, the price to visit my video games in Microsoft's house every month went from $20 to $30, and I'm just like, no, I can't do this. I need to own my children. I can't rent them from you. So that is my dilemma. That is where I am at. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9. 9 games. Probably a combined total, if I'm thinking about it, 700 hours of playtime. 10 games that are just gone because I'm going to sell the Series X. The next step will be buying a gaming PC, or maybe I'm going to wait and see what the Steam machine is like, and then we'll begin building a library within Steam. I do not think I will miss the Xbox. I don't like the controller. Playing games on the Xbox for me is a very solitary experience because, like I said, my friends are on PS5. And us party chatting when we're just playing our game, sharing our screens is fun and happens all the time and is one of my favorite parts about using the PlayStation. But no one uses an Xbox. So whenever I'm playing an Xbox, it can get lonely. So that's that. Thank you for listening to me ramble about video games and subscription services and prices. What are your thoughts, those of you who have seen this, on the whole Xbox thing? You going to stick with Game Pass? Are you going to go through a divorce such as myself? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and thank you for sticking around. I have more to come on this channel. Just getting going.